It seems like every week that I'm alive, there's a new problem that threatens the entire existence of humanity. If it's not COVID-19, it's the war in the Ukraine. If it's not the war in the Ukraine, it's the war in Palestine. If it's not the war in Palestine, it's artificial intelligence coming for all of our jobs. But nothing has been quite as scary as today's topic. The most terrifying and threatening of all of them, boobies. I had to talk about this a little bit on the channel and give my 2 cents from a psychotherapy, mental health counselor perspective. There's been some drama on Twitch, and Twitch, if you don't know, is like the largest streaming platform out there. I mean, Twitch and YouTube, there's a couple other ones, but Twitch is where everybody who is streaming video games, making content as a live streamer makes their bread. Like, that's where the stuff happens. Twitch has always had this back and forth relationship, this struggle with sexual content on their platform, because there's kind of this overlap, right, between live content makers and the pornography industry. And there's live pornographic content and there's live non-pornographic content, and those lines get blurry because if you introduce sexuality into the live stream, it gets views, and they're there to make money and get viewers and subscribers. So they try and push that boundary as much as they possibly can. And if that's your livelihood, I get it. I mean, they're being aggressive about making their money, you know, and a lot of times they'll stream on Twitch, but they'll also have an OnlyFans where they keep like the really suggestive and the really explicit content. But there have been some very hilarious ways that these boundaries have been pushed. So let's start. The long history begins, and to catch you up to speed, and I'm going to really try and speed run this history of Twitch problems. It all started with people would wear bikinis on stream instead of just like wearing normal clothes like I am right now as they played video games. They would wear bikinis. And obviously, I got a choice as a horny teenager or a horny content consumer between somebody wearing a bikini playing a video game and somebody not wearing a bikini playing the video game. Yeah, you better believe people are going to click on the bikini one more. So Twitch came out and they said, no bikini content unless you are swimming. So what did they do? These content streamers inflated a small pool in their living room and sat in about an inch of water.
But over the years, we've had streamers really stress test this Twitch TOS, like using the loophole that bikinis are allowed on Twitch if you were making swimming content by just having a shallow inflatable pool in the middle of the room and sitting in it.
And they're like, well, I'm in the pool, I'm swimming. And so it has been a struggle. Then it upgraded, it updated. And the most recent iteration, catching you up to speed here, have been topless Twitch streamers. And so just to give you an example of this, this is one of the most. Morgpie has been really the pioneer of breaking and pushing the boundaries when it comes to Twitch streaming. She started, I don't know if she started, but she has been the face of the topless Twitch stream. You can't see anything, but it is very suggestive that she's not wearing any clothes. And so because of this, she has blown up. Just insane, huge numbers because of this, because she's found a way to break the system.
But now this rule has been tested to its absolute limit with a new trend of girl streamers going live without a shirt on and placing the camera just above their nipples.
So Twitch came out and said, no, too suggestive, can't do that. You're getting a ban. But the problem is the bans have always been very short. And content versus reaction, right? Pros versus cons. I get a week ban, but I gain all these subscribers. She just keeps doing it. And so when they banned her for that, she introduced something new, and the newest meta has been black bars on the Twitch stream, right? And so these black bars stay there. You've probably seen them on my TikTok live streams where I'll have like a little piece of text on the screen and it makes a little black bar. So there's certain pieces that you can't see. I don't know whether she has clothes on or not, right? And maybe certain areas are covered, but the black bars leave your mind to suggest that she's not wearing anything.
The censored black bar meta, where streamers would be assumed nude and have black bars over their genitals. And this was another meta for which she participated and helped elevate to new heights. And it got so big that Boogie actually went on stream just completely naked,
forgot
just
about this.
stripped down to his bare necessities here, his birthday suit. His explanation for this head-scratching display was that his body self-censors itself Because his gut hangs down so low, you can't see his wiener or his scrotum or anything like that. His nutsack is fully hidden. So if the black bars on nude streamers are permissible on Twitch, then him being completely naked should be permissible because you can't see anything.
I mean, he's got a point. Where's the line?
He did receive a ban for it, and I believe other streamers that were engaged.
I guess there's the line. And what's funny about this is unnecessary censorship has actually been a meme for a very long time. It used to be that people would put pixels and black bars on things that didn't need them, and it would leave your mind to fill in the details, as our mammal brains often do. So like, here's a picture of Barack Obama eating a sandwich, but because it's blurred, it makes your mind think that it's something else. Here is an image of just people playing volleyball in the London 2012 Olympics. But the black bars lead you to suggest that they're not wearing any clothes. And so this has been a thing for a while, but you're seeing it be used very creatively to gain subscribers and make more money on Twitch. And so you can't really blame them. They're inside the rules and they're being rewarded for it, right? This constant creator problem of people pushing and breaking rules as a way to gain viral attention is nothing new. And this is just the newest way that they do it.
But Morgpie has been unbanned again, and she immediately hopped back on the saddle with another wacky idea here. She's like the Jimmy Neutron of sexual content on Twitch, just constantly having these brain blasts for new things to try. And I just have to show you.
I got to give her credit. She's so creative. It's incredible how she comes up with this.
This most recent one because it is just downright comical.
Oh my god. No annoying neighbor.
I can't even keep a straight face, dude. What is happening?
There is just so much going on here. So many layers to this onion to pick apart. This is like
anytime somebody asks what it's like having ADHD, I'm going to show them this clip. That's the inside of my brain 24/7. It's incredible. It's incredible, man. I don't know.
Like a Rube Goldberg machine of sexual content. I don't even know where to begin. So let's just start with the visuals here. There's so much here in this one frame. Let's focus our attention on the very tiny kiddie pool behind.
This looks like something out of Back to the Future, right? When they show you the future and there's like 17 screens on the TV and like the advertisements take up like 50%, or like Ready Player One, where the advertisers take up like 50 to 65% of the screen. It's like that's what's happening here. And you looked at that back in the 90s and thought that was ridiculous, and now you're looking at it, it's like, well, it's here.
Her. The smallest pool that Walmart has ever offered. It's a fucking kiddie pool for ants. It's like 1 foot by 1 foot, and she has like the littlest amount of water in there, like 2 glasses worth of water in there, basically. But the reason that's there is because Twitch has a policy where you can't be in like a bikini or a bathing suit unless there's a pool in proximity. So that's her way around that, so she can get in the hot tubs category. She then also has a mirror positioned behind her, so you can see her ass jiggling on the earthquake machine that she's balancing on. I don't exactly know what that device is, the Ass Jiggler 5000. She's going to town on a shake weight, and then she also has a small piece of paper with her Twitch link there, her username, twitch.tv/morgpie. That's there because she knows these clips go viral on Twitter, so it's easy marketing and easy advertisements. That way you can immediately...
Brilliant. I wish I was this smart. Anybody who gives sexual like type of content streamers crap doesn't understand the amount of mental logistics that go into making this stuff work. It's honestly impressive, and I've always been just astounded by it. Like, it takes a special kind of like intellect and understanding to be able to make it happen. Now, sure, there's some who aren't, but then you've got this where I'm just like, I can't be mad. I'm just impressed, honestly. So, okay, so we got the black bars. Now, Twitch also made a huge mistake. And recently they said that art was allowed to show explicit sexual content. Like, you could have nudity as long as it was artistic, like body painting, or maybe you're an artist, like charcoal sketching a nude on a nice canvas, right? That was their intention. But what people did is they started making AI art of pornography, and they would host it on Twitch. And so it was the quickest that Twitch has ever knocked down a verdict that they made before. They opened this genre up and Twitch was flooded with pornography. And so within 24 hours, they shut it down. And all of the streamers, all of the YouTubers have been talking about it as popular content because it's so funny to see them struggle with this. And the reason that I'm talking about it is it's a human problem. It's a human problem of where do we make these boundaries?
Thank you for the tier 3.
So here's what you need to know from a psychology perspective. We've got two problems taking place, one inside the minds of individuals and one inside of our culture. The first inside the minds of people is that sexuality is an intensely connected experience, right? When we have sex with somebody, when we participate in physical romantic interactions, there's a deep emotional connection. We are very much connection starved in our very disconnected but hyper-connected world. We're missing out on deep and passionate and intimate conversations that create lasting intimacy and mental health improvement inside of individuals, real empathy, real connection. And so instead of doing that, we substitute it for sexuality. And this is something that we've seen inside of romantic relationships forever. This is nothing new. We're just seeing technology be used in a new way to create the same problem. It used to be that we kind of shamed and blamed people for, oh, did you sleep with them on the first date? There's nothing wrong with sleeping with somebody on the first date. However, jumping into sexual intimacy before you create emotional intimacy can blind somebody to feeling deeply connected with a person when they're actually not connected with the person. And so as long as you're increasing and maintaining emotional intimacy while maintaining the sexual intimacy, you're good. But a lot of people, instead of dealing with the emotional and communication problems in the relationship, just have sex and call it a day. That's not healthy. And so we're seeing that same thing play out inside of the minds of content consumers. They want a connection with the streamer. And so, hey, instead of investing hours and hours into watching a streamer who has their clothes on and developing a relationship with them, I can fake myself into feeling like I'm deeply connected with a streamer because they're showing me private parts of themselves that are typically reserved for their sexual romantic partner. That's where we're seeing the mind hack going on top of our ever decreasing attention spans. And so when I have to spend time investing in a content creator and learning the game that they're playing, or I can just see their butt jiggle as they stand on an earthquake machine, this feels much more satisfying because it's jumping right to the exciting part. I'm getting that dopamine hit right away. And that's why you see people consistently choose that. On top of sex is hardwired into the brains of all mammals, and we are those. Now, the deeper thing though, right? The deeper thing is in our culture, we have this struggle. Unconsciously, people love sex. People love that wild and crazy and no holds barred, hedonistic, throwing myself into the passion of my primal animal instincts. But on the surface, I want to maintain this appeal and this demeanor of strict and calm and professional and stoic and well put together, which is the opposite of what I'm actually feeling deep down inside. And so we see this separation between how I want to appear in culture and what my actual desires are. And so Twitch is caught right in the middle of that. Their problem is if they allow sexual content on Twitch, advertisers pull out because people will get mad at Twitch for having sexual content, and the advertisers don't want their ads played in front of sexual content because it gives a bad look to the brand. And on the surface, people will be outraged. Hey, SC Johnson toilet paper, why did you play an ad for Charmin Ultra Soft in front of this sexual content streamer? I'm going to boycott. I'm going to Quilted Northern. That's it. Boycotting Charmin. On the surface. Deep down, though, that person is still clicking on the sexual content. They're still watching it in the privacy of their own home. They just don't want everybody else to know. And so you see that separation. And that's where Twitch is caught. The clients that are advertising on their platform don't want the sexual content because culture says sexuality is icky, sticky, nasty, gross. But deep down, they're watching it. And the Twitch streamers know this, and that's going to get them viewers, but that also gets them banned because Twitch can't overtly allow sexual content because then they lose their ad revenue from the advertisers. And so you see the funny thing that everyone is caught into. The solution is we need to be more open about sex. We need to understand and just be more straightforward about it. I always make this comparison inside of my therapy sessions. When somebody is struggling with a sexual question and they don't know whether this thing is okay or not, I always relate it back to food. Both are a hunger, both are an animal passion. And so if it's okay with food, it's probably okay with sex. That's a great way to That's a great way to kind of think about it. For example, it's like, can you, make somebody eat a sandwich? No, they get the right to choose whether they want to partake of that sandwich or not. Same thing applies in sex, right? Can I share a meal with somebody that I really care about? Yes, and that's a great and wonderful thing. Can I share a meal with multiple people? Yeah, you can, as long as everyone's consenting, right? And so you see there's a parallel here. And that's always the way that we take the stigma out of it, compare it to something that is natural, neutral, and normal. And so then we can see, okay, once we take sort of the shame and guilt away, now we understand where things are. But in our culture, we thrive on, and we not only thrive on it and it's part of our culture, but it drives business. Guilt and shame is a huge motivator for purchasing power. And so we're seeing that play out in Twitch. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts about this? Let me know in the comments below. While you're there, hit the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and share more psychological insights with those who maybe need to get a second opinion about pop culture. But until the next video, I'll see you then. Bye.